Watch this. The one receiving technique world champions never skip, but most players don't even practice, and it's costing you easy points. This lesson covers a technique most players overlook in their receive game, using the forehand to attack half-long balls. The current trend focuses heavily on banana flicks, simple pushes, and long pushes for receiving. But look at why top players like Ma Lin and Ma Long reach the absolute peak. They never let a single attackable ball go by on the receive. They seize every opportunity to get on the ball first. As I've explained before, opponents often intend to serve short, but due to nerves or unfamiliar venue conditions, their serves frequently come out half-long. And strictly speaking, a half-long ball is one I can directly attack. When the opponent accidentally sends a half-long serve, that's a passive mistake. We must capitalize on it. Watch from the opponent's perspective. The first bounce to the second bounce looks very similar to a short ball, but it just barely comes long enough off the table. If you recognize this, you can directly loop or attack it to win the point on the receive. Here's the key problem. If you don't attack a half-long ball, it becomes extremely difficult to control. Today we're breaking down how to receive half-long balls. If you treat them like short balls and try a short touch, banana flick, or any short ball receive, you won't get the result you want, you'll get jammed. Try to short touch and it pops up high. Try to rush in for a banana flick and you're already jammed. The key point here isn't technique, it's awareness. When receiving, you must stay low. When I stay low, I don't need to predict the serve in advance. I can wait for the ball to come, then react. Why? Because legs are always faster than hands, legs cover more range and adjust more sensitively. So from a low stance, I wait, read the serve, confirm whether it's short or half long, then start my movement. Watch, my footwork speed is fast enough to reach it. The key awareness. Don't rush, don't guess. Just use your natural ability to track the ball. Remember this, don't guess. When you stop guessing, you solve the problem. If they serve half long, you won't move in too early and get jammed. You'll have more opportunities. This is purely an awareness issue. Read the ball first, then react. Watch half-long ball, I loop. Short ball, I step in. Half-long again, I just turn my waist from where I stand. Long ball, I step back. This is receive awareness. Read the ball first, then move. There's always enough time. Here's a useful mental cue. Tell yourself short, step in. Long, step back. Half-long, stay and micro-adjust. If it goes to my right, I shift slightly right. If it favors my forehand side, I pivot slightly. Now the key detail for looping half-long balls. Many players mistakenly treat it like a normal loop against backspin, using too much arm or shifting too much weight. That's wrong. If you use a big backswing, you'll find yourself too far from the ball. A half-long ball travels a shorter distance to the opponent, meaning less distance equals less control, so we must compact the stroke. Here's the key reference. When looping a half-long ball, your hand must stay above the table at all times. Second, keep the racket higher than the ball. If the ball lands half-long, my racket stays above it as I loop.
手的位置一定要在台面上，第一个，第二个，尽量的拍子比球高。来，给我个球，啊，比方说它落到这个半珠台，我的拍子比球高，哎，这样去拉这个球。第一个，第二个就是半珠台最致命的。为什么现
Why
在
do
很
many
多
young
青少年
players
球员
struggle with
做不好
half-long
半珠台
balls?
这个细节？
Because they
因为它
banana
这句
flick too
话
much,
拧得
their
多了以
racket
后，它
angle
的
habits
抓
carry
把
over.
它的板
On the
面呢
forehand
防
side,
守
if the
是打开
racket
了，
face
正
is
手
too
看看
closed,
做
the
出了
ball
一
hits
个
the
吸
edge
气，
or their
太
hand,
勾了会有
making
什
them
么状况？
hesitant to
它最
commit.
多会造成一
They
个
end up
明
missing
显
countless
明
half-long
显这样
opportunities.
呢，很多时候
So
他
the
会
key
磕手，
setting,
导致什么？
open the
哎，
racket
会对
face
手他意识
completely,
上就知道啊，
especially when
我不敢
attacking
出手。
half-long
那么
balls.
久而久之，他就过
Open
进半
up.
珠台，这错过了很多机会。那所以说，我们设定一个什么？我们板面要完全的打开，尤其是抢半珠台的时候，板面打开，看见没？这样能
With
够
an
正
open
面的击
racket
到球，
face,
而
I
且
can make
它
clean
我通过
contact
这
and
个板面，
create
我可以
arc.
制造弧线，
My
我的
wrist
手腕
rotates
是可以
outward like a
往外旋
windshield
的，
wiper,
哎，
my
像
index
像
finger
雨
and
刮
wrist
器一
stay
样，可以这样
flexible.
往外旋转。
Keep the
我要
racket
使使
angle
得手
very
腕
open.
是利
Also,
用
don't
的。
raise the
哎，
backswing
所
too
以说我们
high.
要保证这个
Let me
板，
summarize the
尤
key
其是什么？
points
那
for
个直板，
half-long
我觉得也
balls.
是大家注意不要太
First,
勾就
no
行。
big
然后
backswing.
再给大家总结一
Second,
下
keep the
半
racket
珠台的
above the
要点，
ball
就
and
是首
execute
先
over the
不要
table.
拉手，
Here's why.
第一
If
点。
you
第
wait
二
and
点，
loop from behind the
尽量
table,
保
the
持
ball
比球
travels a
高在
short
台面
distance
上
with a
比出
high,
手。因为
slow
半珠台
arc.
你一等的话，
Your
你拉
opponent
过去的时候，
easily
因为
reacts.
距
They
离
can
短，你
counter
怎么
loop,
控制？
rip it,
控制
or
你拉
pivot
过
for
去
a
的球。
power loop.
啊，
That
半台，
passive
你看
approach
我一
just
等，
hands your
我一
opponent
等，拉过去的
opportunities.
球，
You
球
must
线很高，
execute these
那
strokes over
对
the
手很
table.
轻松的可以二次反应的强势的压你，放我抽你，或者侧身的抢冲，哎，会有这些环节。所以说我们那如果说你这样被动的出手，那等于在现代的比赛中，你就是给对手制造机会。所以说我们一定要在台面上去抢冲。
Today we're looking at how to attack half-long balls proactively. The key is to go after the ball, not wait for it. Your mindset and execution must be aggressive. Watch. I read the ball, skip the backswing, rotate my waist open, and ride through the ball, driving forward. The opponent is forced into passive defense, and you score directly. If you wait, even heavy spin is useless because you lose speed.
对手会这种视觉，他是被动的防守，那我们可能就直接得分了，是吧？哎，大家可以看区别很明显，我一等，啊，这样我拉得再转是没有用的，因为速度起不来啊。对手可以通过步伐、节奏去调整，看见没？
No matter how much spin you add, it's useless without speed. Remember, racket above the ball, hands over the table, punch forward with a wrapping motion. Attacking half-long balls actually requires less power, it's more about touch and finesse. Open the wrist, shift your weight forward. Your center of gravity must follow through completely, just like a banana flick. Don't commit halfway, a half-finished stroke makes the ball uncontrollable, catching spin, flying off, or going into the net. Commit fully. Complete the entire motion.
会吃旋转，会飞，会下网。所以说，我们大胆的把动作设定完这个半珠台以后，把动作做完整，哎，这种感觉。
This feeling applies to attacking half-long balls. No backswing, that's the advantage. Without a backswing, if the serve is short, I can react sensitively and move in quickly. If you pull back first, you can't get to short balls in time. For safety, shift your weight forward and use more forearm contraction. The arc becomes more stable and shorter. If you read it clearly, just drive your weight through and use less forearm. Your right shoulder must stay lower than your left. That's the aggressive attacking posture. Stay flexible. If the ball pushes high, use your wrist and body weight to press down. Remember, skip the backswing, stay proactive, and keep that right shoulder low.
右肩一定要比左肩低，哎，这就是一个抢攻的意识啊，而且食指也可以灵活一点。如果它很拱啊，很拱，我可以靠食指跟重心去压一下弧线。
The arc stays low, it won't fly off. Notice the ready posture. Stay aggressive, leaning forward. In real matches, if you watch for half-long balls, this technique is incredibly effective. Many players, even world champions, serve half-long. So pay attention to this detail. Look for these opportunities in competition and seize them when they come.
而且有很多选手的发球并没有那么严密，你连世界冠军都会发半出台，所以说大家一定要注意这个细节，在比赛中去寻求更多的得分机会，跟把握住这样的机会。